Alrighty, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Galero Gaming. Today, we're going to be going over the new update that's about to launch here. They're currently in maintenance for it. It's our longest maintenance patch yet, 8 hours. So it'll be coming up here in about 3 hours or so. So hopefully they don't mess anything up. But let's go ahead and just get right into it, take a look at the notes, see what they all have to say, and then I'll give my opinions and the pros and the cons on what comes afterwards while we're going through it. Now, so basically, we've got their standard introduction in here, right? Now, this is a thing that's kind of a cause for concern to me. They're doing the raid event, right? So we've got the Guardians coming in. Now, this is very similar to what I thought they were talking about when they were saying this before, of the weekly Guardian kill setup that they have that offers these type of rewards for roster-wide setups. But this is just a 1-month event. And then you've got the PvP vendor coming. You've got their gifts that they're offering to you as well. Now, the nice thing about the PvP vendor is this is going to stay. This isn't temporary like our raid event up here is. This isn't going anywhere anytime soon. This was a anticipated release. They talked about it at the beginning. They weren't going to offer it until a little over a month after launch. That way it gave people time to get the hang of the game and not get too hung up on PvP competitive matches with the vendor for it. Then we've got this nice little gift of pets, skins, cosmetic items. Stuff that they issued out in Korea. They're giving to us. Go ahead, pick what you want. They all look good. Nothing too crazy. As a heads up, saw some other people taking a look at these on Korean server. They have animations on them. Some of the skins move. Some of them are basic. Things like this have the galaxy effect where things move on them. Same thing with all the boards. Take a look at them. Make sure you pick what you want. In regards to some of the animal furry costumes, they're be careful with your class that you choose it on. Certain classes, like Gunslinger, for example, some animations will get hidden inside of the outfit because it's not registered right to the characters. It's just overly done. Now, a big thing with this, you're going to get the appearance change token. Be careful. Make sure you read it. They have expiration dates on them. The peons. Don't go overboard using these, but it's still nice that they're giving them to us for free. Now, this right here, once again, just like with the ones that come from the vendor in the event now, don't use these until they are the last cards you need in your set. Very important. Just throw them in your storage and save them. Forget about them until you need them. Very, very important thing right there. Because you may decide you want to complete your startup set for it, get all 6 pieces that you need, and then you need to awaken the sets and get all the way to the end to get your full bonus for having it max awakened. And oh hey, you used your cards on this one that you've already maxed and now you've got duplicates of, whereas you're still in need of this other card. So make sure you save these. Now, this right here, this is their oops, we made a mistake type thing. We didn't give you enough materials, so here's our little I'm sorry. Make sure you only open these on your tier 3 at 1340 area where it's going to be your hardest to push. You want to save these, especially these 3 right here. Make sure you save these for tier 3 because life leap stones are cheap. You can buy like 5 or 6 of them at cost on auction house on Regulus as of last night when I was on to 1 of these. So the cost difference is immense. Save them. You can get through tiers 1 and 2 in about 2 weeks at a casual push. Maybe a little bit less if you're really playing hard or you've got other pushes that are helping you out. Got my pally to almost tier 3 in just under a week. Now this one here, go ahead, use that on whichever one you want. I would recommend saving them for your tier 2. That final push from like 1050 to 1100 is a little bit hard. You can use these at going to 14 and 15. that'll be nice there. These ones here, they about even out based on the auction house right now. 50 of these is about the same price as 25 of these, so no real worry there. Use them on whichever character you want, but you can actually make them yourself in your house there. Let's see. Whether or not they add them for the tier 3, they don't state yet. So that kind of, who knows, it may or may not help any of the tier 3 pushes. For tier 2, it'll be nice. Extra 10% bonus on your upgrades. Cool. Means you'll get one more lineup of almost 100% upgrades. Nice. That 13, then 14, then 15, easier. Adding more of your stones, the Destruction Guardian stones, very nice. Super helpful. Giving more for your completions, I'm not really worried about that. I checked how much I had the other day, and I was at like 17,000 after having bought out the shop for the second week in a row. But I'm pretty much running constantly on 4 or 5 characters every day, so I've got a lot more boosting in there than somebody who's only doing one character. I haven't even actually done the race except for the first day that it came out. Didn't need the extra bonuses on mats for that. For the vendor, constantly running more characters. They're going to be battling this constantly anyways. We've got bot prevention system. The only thing to really worry about this is if you're relatively new on Steam in general, which I highly doubt anybody who's playing this probably has spent quite a bit of time on Steam in general, played quite a few games already, done a whole lot with it, probably spent a chunk of change already too, so you should have this trusted status anyways, so I wouldn't really worry too much about that. But if you don't, this stuff here will get a little bit harder to do. You might want to find a way to make sure that you can get into that trusted if you don't already have it. However, it is going to help balance the economy a bit because it's going to keep bots from doing this, exchanging crystals for gold. Super nice, especially since you get those early. Haven't really dealt with any random trades coming in, nothing like that. No, it will help them keep from sending the players gold, but most of the time, through my experience of knowing people who did a lot of gold buying in other games, usually it's all done in trades, not through the mailbox. There's a select few companies and games where trading wasn't done that will send it through your mailbox, but usually not. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Please, if you want to make gold, do it through the company itself. Amazon, Steam, Lost Ark. Support the game you like. Don't go paying gold shops. I mean, that's the reason that we have such a bot problem, is because it's such a huge market already. So many people do this. Now, in terms of RMTing with other players, I'm not going to say one way or the other what you should and shouldn't do. That's between you and them if it's a buddy or something like that. But try to keep it out of the game. Just a personal preference there. I mean, they're updating the anti-cheat system. That's nice. I had a ping that asked me if I wanted to let the anti-cheat run earlier for that. Couple small bug fixes. Cool. All right. Now, so let's get into the pros and cons of this. Pro. Yes, this will be very nice. This is going to help. This is cool. That's a good. I'm sorry, but they gave it to another server first too. So I mean, that's just more Smilegate being nice to their players and helping them out. This here really concerns me because this is only a temporary event. Just like the race is only a temporary event. They're not really fixing the issue of 1340 to 1370 or 1050 to 1100 by giving more areas to get your materials from regularly. They're putting a band-aid on the issue and saying, well, hope this works for now. Now, if they're constantly running 1 or 2 events like the other servers are and keep an increased amount of rewards, or if they change to that other update where upgrading is easier up to 1370, okay, then fixed. Keep your Band-Aid on until you issue that patch, and then we're good to go. But if they do this for a month like they're talking about, saying that this will be available for 1 month pretty much, then we have a minor issue, because once that 1 month is done, your new players who just got to that area or got there aren't going to have the stuff that they need. Now, make sure you're buying out this vendor every week, but remember, this is temporary. I'm wanting to see what they do as a permanent fix. So, I mean, I'm not complaining. Good job. Depending on how much the vendor has available to it and how much we can get, this will help make the push for all those people. It'll help me get my alt up to 1370. It'll help me get my main the last 5 levels to 1370. God, I have failed so many honing chances. It's unbelievable. Running out of mats for upgrading hurts so much. Pitying your weapon hurts the most, because you just keep going on it. But this right here, tier 1, 2, 3 honing materials, and then the tailoring and meteorology books, they don't say if this is going to be for only tier 1 and 2 like every other one that they've put in so far. I'm wondering if they're going to have the tier 3 in here, which would be really nice, because that'll be double your chances on that plus 14 to plus 15 to 1370. That would be beautiful and funny. But tier 3 gem chest, nice. Granted, it's going to drop the cost of gems. It's been kind of nice selling tier 3 gems at level 5 for 5k a pop. Those are usually nice little boosts to it. But, I mean, for me, the biggest thing is the only thing in this patch that's permanent is PvP. Personally speaking, I'm not much of a PvPer. I'll do it every week to get the weekly rewards for it, clean out this shop, and that'll be that. I used to play PvP a fair bit. If the PvP in here is pretty good, I'll probably play it. But my biggest focus, and the reason I've been in MMO so long, is I love playing the raids. I love working with others to beat a boss, learn the mechanics, take it from progression to a farming. Get it down. Start working on how fast you can get it done. Things like that. That really just does it for me. Now, this here, this is nice. This is friendly. These are that, oops, we messed up. Updating the Grand Prix event. That ends middle of next month. I think the currency expires on the 14th, 15th of next month, something like that. So, really, for me, the biggest thing is that there's no permanent fix for any of this. This is all just temporary stuff. These are band-aids for the next month. What happens next? This game is great. They're working on fixing it and getting it up to where it should be. I mean, I don't think we'll ever have a content drought, which is one of the biggest problems that you run into with MMOs, is you get to the end and then you wait 6 months for the next thing to do. And then you wait 6 months for the next thing to do. This game, when you get to the end game, you're doing everything every week. There's no Argos becomes outdated when you go past this point. There's just, okay, Argos is out. Argos reset. We do this week, and every raid after that. You do every raid every week, because it stays constant. It is all needed. It's there every week that you do, and it stays relevant to the end game. Now, this, when the bridge comes in, I mean, this isn't a picture of the bridge, but when the bridge comes in and they open up the next zone, that South Vern is going to help a fair bit in getting materials. So maybe that's what this temporary band-aid is to fix until they release South Vern. If that's so, good, nice. Because South Vern has a lot of materials for you to gain too, and it will help you boost as well. So if this is just their fix until they decide to release the next stuff, all right. Props to you guys. Good job on giving us a band-aid to help with that section that you already knew was a problem, and you probably should have had some form of a fix beforehand, but that's okay. We'll take what we get. We'll roll with it. This is a good fix for now. I'm happy with it. The only thing that concerns me is how temporary it is. But if it's anything like Russian, Korean servers, you're going to have events almost every month. You're going to have events constantly, sometimes 2 or 3 of them. They're going to issue like gifts like this. This isn't that uncommon. They issue not usually this size, but they'll send out stuff to the servers regularly. I mean, that's what happens when you have a developing company that likes its player base quite a bit. So hopefully everything turns out well. Hopefully this Band-Aid is just a Band-Aid until South Vern release, and then everything will be smoothed over and fixed. So until then, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think about this Band-Aid that they're putting on and how your opinions are on what they're doing to make things right here. And don't forget, enjoy whatever world you're jumping into next. Bye.